Welcome back to Handheld Hero. Black Flag Resynced is starting to look like more than just a prettier version of an old game. And that matters, because whenever people hear remake, the question is always the same. Is this actually being rebuilt, or is this just a remaster with better lighting? With Black Flag, that question matters even more, because this game was never just about graphics. It was about the feeling, the ocean, the storms, the ships, the islands, the freedom of sailing into the unknown. So if Ubisoft wants this remake to work, it cannot just make Black Flag look cleaner, it has to make the Caribbean feel alive again. And from what we have seen so far, this might actually be closer to a real remake than people expected. The visuals matter because Black Flag is built around atmosphere. Some games can get away with a basic upgrade, Black Flag cannot. The world is the game. When you're sailing on the Jackdaw, watching waves move, seeing a storm build in the distance, or pulling up to an island for the first time, the environment is doing a lot of the work. That is what people remember. Not just the missions, not just the assassinations. People remember being out at sea, hearing the crew sing, spotting enemy ships, and deciding where to go next. So for this remake, graphics are not just cosmetic, they are part of the fantasy. Better water makes the world feel bigger. Better storms make naval combat feel more dangerous. Better lighting makes exploration feel more cinematic. That is why this upgrade actually matters. Black Flag is not just supposed to look modern, it is supposed to feel like an adventure again. And that is where Black Flag Resynced gets interesting. This does not look like Ubisoft is only increasing the resolution and calling it a day. The remake seems focused on making the world feel more alive. Better lighting, better water, better weather, better destruction, cleaner movement, more modern combat, and hopefully a smoother flow between sailing, exploring, and fighting. That is the right direction. Because Black Flag already had the foundation. It did not need to become a giant RPG. It did not need gear scores, bloated menus, or a massive checklist of systems. It needed the original pirate fantasy to feel modern. That is the line Ubisoft has to walk. Modernize the friction. Protect the soul. Because the best remakes do not just make old games prettier, they make you feel the way you remember feeling when you first played them. That is the real test for Black Flag Resynced. So my take is this: Black Flag Resynced looks promising because it seems to understand what made the original special. Not just pirates, not just assassins, not just naval combat, but the feeling of freedom, the feeling of sailing through a world that actually feels alive. If the new engine, lighting, water, weather, and combat upgrades all serve that feeling, then this could absolutely feel like a real remake. Not just a visual upgrade, not just nostalgia with better textures, a real remake, but Ubisoft has to land the balance. Modernize too little, and people will call it lazy, change too much, and people will say it lost the soul of Black Flag. But if they get it right, this could be exactly the kind of Assassin's Creed remake fans have been waiting for. So what do you think? Does Black Flag Resynced look like a real remake, or does it still feel like Ubisoft is playing it too safe? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoy quick gaming breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe to Handheld Hero.